there. So we're looking from the Tulsa radar, and this is our normalized rotation tool. And the more I'm looking at this, if you were watching earlier, I said we weren't seeing those reds at the time, but looky here, the red has come back. So there is some strong rotation with this. This might be starting to recycle and may eventually produce again if it's not already. We're going to take a look. Okay, radar confirmed tornado in 10 killer. We don't want to overhype this, but this is our debris tracking tool. And this is going to show us where a tornado would be located. We have a confirmed tornado on radar in the community of 10 killer. You're looking at it with us here, folks, as well. But if you are in these areas, seek shelter. Grab hard sole shoes. Protect yourself with pillows and blankets, protective sporting equipment. If you're in a house, do you see the centermost room? Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Centermost room, bathroom or closet, sturdy structure, lowest floor. You're going to want to get there. Don't be in a mobile home, an RV, or a portable home. Let's go. If you're in an apartment in these areas, make sure if you are on a top floor and there's no, center stairwell or anything like that, get to knock on your neighbor's door, get to know them, seek shelter on the lowest floor. And then let's go back to our general tornado safety tips. Lowest floor, sturdy building, centermost closet or bathroom, and make sure that you cover yourself with protective sporting equipment, pillows, blankets, stuff like that, and make sure that you ride out this storm. But this is a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, and like you could see with Connor's shot, that was a pretty big fire. Here's a look at our satellite with the fire products, and you can see this red and this black area is the flames and the smoke from that fire. It's even visible on all three of the radar sites that cover our area. This is from Springfield, and as you can see, this is not rain. That is the fire that is seen on our live scan next-red Doppler as that beam is sweeping across. Here's some photos that we have across the area. Troy and Bid sent us this over a neighborhood in Rogers, and then this was from our tower cam. Stick around for the full forecast coming up in just a little bit. Back to you. And welcome back to this UATV weather segment. I'm Joshua Wisel here in the UATV Storm Studios. Tonight, we're expecting another night of potentially freezing temperatures. This is perfectly normal for this time of year. Typically see our first freeze around the third week of October, so basically right on par with that. 30 is the low tonight in Fayetteville, slightly warmer in the River Valley tonight with clear skies. Now tomorrow afternoon it's going to be a little bit warmer than it was today. Highs are going to be in the upper 60s to lower 70s across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley with mostly sunny skies. So it's going to be another beautiful day. Now we're going to be keeping an eye on this fire danger continuing into this week. And unlike last week, if you've seen the stories the last couple of weeks on UATV, the high fire danger has expanded into pretty much all of Arkansas except for the northeast portion, with burn bans for almost all of the counties in Arkansas. Now for Saturday's forecast, this is going to be the homecoming game. We're all excited for it. LSU versus Arkansas. In the morning, it's going to be a little bit chilly, 50s into the 60s. The afternoon high is going to be around 74. Keep in mind, if you're going to this game, you will want a hoodie because, well, it's going to be chilly. Those temperatures are going to be in the 60s as we head into the evening, maybe even into the 50s. So you will want a hoodie because after sundown, it is going to be chilly. The extended forecast across the area, as you can see, we have above average temperatures. Now, keep in mind, climatologically speaking, this is not going to be 90s or 100s or anything like that when you see these above average temperatures. Our average high is around 70, so when you see this giant red area, that means that we could see some temperatures above that during the next 8 or 6 to 10 days. Now, for the precipitation forecast, it's still to our west, so that's going to be for the next 6 to 10 days, but there is some hope as we head into the later portions of October. We are looking at potentially a big pattern change that could bring us some rain, so definitely looking forward to that. We need the rain across the area. My extended 7-day forecast, as you can see, for the weekend of homecoming, it's going to be beautiful the next couple of days. It will be chilly overnight and to each morning, so keep in mind, before you head out in the day, it's going to be chilly. But we do have potential rain chances Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're keeping a close eye on that just because we need any of the rain. It's low right now because it is further out, but we're keeping a close eye on that nonetheless. Stick around for the full. And welcome to this first look at your forecast today. If it felt like summer, well, that's because we have record highs today. The record high at Fayetteville Drake Field was 91, beating the previous record of 83 back in 2003 on this date. That's going to change tomorrow, though. Take a look. We have a cold front moving through the area right now. That's going to change our winds. There's another cold front that's bringing temperatures to the area. I'll have a full look at that in the forecast coming up. We're going to be in the mid to lower 50s in northwest Arkansas tonight, 60s in the River Valley. Stay tuned. And welcome to this main weather segment. I'm Joshua Wisel here in the UATV Storm Studios. We have a look at your forecast for today and the extended forecast. But before we get into that, it's been 29 days since we've had the last measurable rainfall here in northwest Arkansas that was any sort of significance, and this was not actually that significant of rainfall, so that's telling you something. So it is not the record, it is not the highest record of days without rainfall, but it is noticeable, as many know, across the area. So here's a look at tomorrow's forecast, and like the last couple of days, it's going to be warm. It's not going to be as warm as it was today, but we're going to be talking about lower 80s here in northwest Arkansas, upper 80s in the River Valley, but there is a very small chance that we see maybe a stray shower, but I'm not all that confident just because we're not going to see that much rain over the next several days. Here's a look at the fall foliage across the area, and there is a large portion of northwest Arkansas that isn't in peak colors, but there is a small area that's expanding just to the east of Fayetteville that's at peak colors right now across the area. But this could be very well the last great weekend to look at fall colors, just because with the drought and the increased winds, it's going to be rather tough for those leaves to be sticking onto the trees over the next several days. So here's a look at the winds that I'm talking about over the next 48 hours. We have a system coming in tonight. We have a system coming in tomorrow. This is going to bring us a couple of rounds of winds that are going to be 15 to 20 miles an hour. So we're keeping a close eye on that. In addition to that, it could be a dangerous weekend and a dangerous next several days with the winds and the increased fire weather risk across all the state. Pretty much all of Arkansas is under a burn ban pretty much as well with that high fire danger. Really, no rainfall either over the next several days. So here's a look at the extended forecast, and there is a big pattern change on the horizon. Take a look at all this energy swinging in from the northwest, and then as we get our way into November 1st, there is going to be a large trough, as we call it, that makes its way into our area. Still watching to see if that means rain and storm potential. Next 6 to 10 days for the temperature outlook, it's going to be above average here in northwest Arkansas. Good news, though, the precipitation outlook looks to be rather positive. We're talking potential for rainfall over the next 6 to 10 days, and then 8 to 14 days, rain is still there. So that's some good news for the extended period. So here's a look. Pattern change is on the way for midweek next week. Fall weather returns by this weekend. Stick around. I have one last look at the forecast at the end of the show.
All right, and welcome back. It is 53 minutes past the hour. Here's a look at your weather recap for today. And as you can see, we're starting off with the weather headlines and looking ahead. It's going to be beautiful through around Veterans Day. So if you have any sort of plans this weekend into early next week, it's going to be a beautiful start to the week and a beautiful weekend ahead. So if you have any sort of plans, get out and enjoy this beautiful weather while it's lasting. So like we said, mostly sunny through for the next several days. We'll show you if there's any sort of rain chances on the horizon. So here's a look at the 12-hour forecast. And if you have any sort of plans today, going to Clyde Warren Park, going out to, any other park, outdoor activities today, it's going to be a beautiful, comfy day across the area with temperatures right around the upper 60s, maybe some lower 70s across the region there too. Not a big dip in temperatures tonight either. So if you have any sort of plans tonight, maybe slightly chillier once we make our way further into the evening. But like we said, it's not that bad of a day across the area. Average high today is around 69. We should be around the average for today with the highs across the area. The record high today was 88. We're not going to be anywhere near that. Low this morning was around 50, so a couple degrees above average, but right around average if you're looking at it. It's not a dramatic difference in temperature. And then our record low in 1955 was 28. Thankfully, not near that either. So here's a look at the precipitation almanac there as well. And we were just slightly above average with the month, and then we are on par to be above average, right around 3 inches above average across North Texas with the rainfall there as well. So like we said, it's been a lot of rainfall the last couple of days, but it's going to be a beautiful next several days across the region. For your allergy report today, we're going to be looking at some medium range for the mold and weed pollutants across the atmosphere, low tree pollen there as well. Nothing going on with the grass. And then take a look at the air quality. It's going to be moderate the next several days after today, just because we have some particles in the atmosphere that could cause some issues. So some moderate air quality there, but it's going to be good today. So enjoy that while that lasts too. If we see any sort of rain coming up with the system by around midweek, it's going to be very low, talking about a couple hundredths of an inch all the way to around a quarter of an inch, but not a whole lot. That means that we're not going to see any sort of heavy rainfall with that. Futurecast radar the next 48 hours, as you can see, all that activity is pushing off to the east,
Beautiful weather is setting in behind it with that return flow, some warmer temperatures once we get into tomorrow. Some elevated clouds, but otherwise mostly sunny. If you're walking the dog today into this evening, take a look. It's going to be beautiful for this evening. Those temperatures, like we said, it's not going to be a sharp dip in the temperatures once we head into tonight. Fair skies are going to be around the area, so beautiful night to walk the dog. And then, of course, if you're planning to wash your car, it's a great next several days to do so. Keep it here with Weather Tracker TV. All right, and welcome back to Weather Tracker TV. It is 15 minutes past the hour, and you can see on the Reunion Tower cam, there is quite a bit of low cloud coverage, even some fog. It is a dreary Saturday. Welcome back to this weather segment. I'm Joshua Wisel here in the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, taking a look, of course, at your forecast across North Texas on this Saturday. The morning lows today across the region, we were tapping out around the mid-60s to upper 60s across the area to start off the day. Typically, our morning low average is 51 across North Texas. So as we're making our way into the hour-by-hour forecast today, of course, showers and storms are going to be the main subject. We have rain and storm chances pretty much through early next week, and we are going to be taking a look at those in this segment. Topping out our high around 75 today, so mid to upper 70s are possible across the majority of the area. Rain and storm chances are also possible throughout the day, so keep that in mind if you have any sort of plans outdoors today. There could be some rain that interrupts those activities, so keep an eye on the radar. The wind forecast for today, we're going to be seeing some gusts anywhere between 10 to 20 miles an hour, so some breezy to windy conditions possible. Some gusts possibly up to 25 miles an hour will be possible as well. But overall, that wind is going to help push out that fog in the morning and then hopefully lead to a little bit better clearing, not with the clouds, but with the fog for the morning. So keep that in mind. The main weather headline is going to be, we have this first storm system that is currently in West Texas, portions of New Mexico. That's bringing rain and storms all the way from West Texas all the way into Kansas. The other main subject is going to be what we're looking at with that deep trough further to the west on the west coast. That's going to be what brings us storm and even some severe weather potential coming up into Monday. 72-hour forecast, of course, rain and storms possible through Monday. Greatest rain and storm chances are going to be tonight, Sunday night, and even into Monday. So there's going to be a lot of rain in the forecast. Those totals across the area in North Texas, between 1 to 2, maybe even 3 inches of rainfall locally. And then the Red River is going to have the greater chances between 1, even up to 5 inches of rainfall locally. Severe weather risk tomorrow, keeping an eye on that. There is going to be a couple of storms capable of gusty winds, some hail, maybe even an isolated tornado further to the north and west. The main severe weather story is going to be on Monday when all hazards will be possible. So, of course, you will want to be staying tuned with us. William Cole has the latest on Monday with the severe weather potential. Tune in here for the latest then. Rain and storms throughout the next 48 to 72 hours, of course, as you can see with the hour-by-hour forecast. Rain and storms are going to be possible tomorrow. And then into Monday, we have more rain and storms on the way, as you can see Monday night. Your 3-day forecast, rain and storms are going to be possible Saturday into Monday. Severe weather is more possible on Monday.
And I'm standing out front of Kemple Hall where I was covering these tornado warnings for almost 3 hours with our live coverage to show you there's a big difference between covering the storms and being there as they're occurring. On Monday, November 4th, intense storms left their mark on parts of a community already scarred by storms earlier this year. Unfortunately, the communities of Rogers and Little Flock experienced another tornado.
This is where I was.
Rogers resident Diane Puckett's home was hit by the tornado. She shared her experience from the storm that hit her house.
Yeah, I saw the wind pick up and I could tell the change in the pressure was interesting, and that's when we took cover, and it was quick. I for some reason, I've never been in a tornado before. I was here for the one in May, and I saw the wind, heard all that, but, it didn't have a direct hit here. And so I went out checking out the outside. Everything was fine. And somebody was banging on our front door to check and see if we were okay. And they said, your front porch is gone.
The National Weather Service rated this tornado an EF2. And while there was damage,
it took this window out.
The community's help prevented there from being even more damage.
So we got the tarps on the top, and that has, that helped immensely to stop the water damage.
Diane says that the advance notice from forecasters on the risk for Monday helped them prepare ahead for the day, and the warnings issued helped them act quickly to seek shelter. The road to recovery from this storm may be long, but Diane and her family are grateful that it wasn't much worse. And when I was walking through the damage of Diane's home, she was telling me that one of the most important messages for others is making sure that you have ways to receive alerts. So it suggested that you either own a NOAA weather radio like this one, put an app on your phone that can alert you. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive alerts in the event of severe weather. Stay tuned to your local forecast. When there is a risk, make sure that you are ready for those risks. And, of course, be ready to act if Mother Nature is entering the region with severe weather. Live for UATV, I'm Joshua Alerts here on campus, but where do you go in the event of a tornado? Well, I'm in the stairwell because I'm going to show you where to shelter.
RAS Alert Weather. The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning affecting the entire...
I just received alert on my phone that a tornado warning was issued, and I received a RAS alert from the University of Arkansas. So what steps do I take now in order to ensure safety with sheltering? Early Halloween morning, students were in for a scare as a tornado-warned storm moved into the area of campus. Many were unsure what to do when the warning was issued or where to go. And last night when the tornado warning was issued, me and other residents in my building took shelter down here. This is our basement level stairwell where there's no windows, where flying debris can impact those windows and impact us. So this was the best place to shelter, lowest floor away from windows, and we have many walls between us and the outside. Sheltering on the lowest floor in the centermost room is the safest for apartments and dorm buildings. However, for students in these two-story units, they may wonder where they can go in the event of a warning. If you live in an apartment like this where the units are kind of stacked on top of each other, make sure that when a tornado warning is issued that you head down to the neighbor that is below you if you're on the upper floor. Knock on the door, they'll let you in. Make sure that you head into the centermost room, either a closet or a bathroom, and seek shelter from a tornado. In the class buildings such as Kimple Hall, some good sheltering options are areas like this center staircase that's in the middle of the building, away from doors and windows on the basement floor. So quick recap for weather safety. When a warning is issued, time is critical. Get to the lowest floor of a sturdy building in the centermost room and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Cover yourself with pillows and blankets or hard-sole shoes, and if there is a risk for severe weather, another helpful tip is packing a go bag to be prepared ahead. Hopefully these tips will prepare you for whatever Mother Nature has in store for the future.
For more weather safety information, you can visit my website, weather225.com. Head over to the Weather Safety tab and make sure that you're always ready for severe weather when Mother Nature tends to strike the region once again. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Joshua Wisel. Yeah, and if you missed the first viewing opportunity this previous May, around May 10th, and you didn't see the aurora, well, this could be your chance to see another viewing opportunity. Now, what you're looking at right now is pictures from the May 10th aurora borealis that was over northwest Arkansas. And yes, it was that vibrant to the naked eye, wasn't just on camera. Aurora is an extremely rare viewing event for our area, and the reason we're seeing this many chances this year is because we're what's called solar maximum. What you're looking at on the screen with the big yellow circle, that was the active region of sunspots on our sun, and these produce the solar flares, specifically X-class solar flares, which are the largest. Additionally, the coronal mass ejection scan that you can see had flares directed at Earth, and there was an incredible view of the comet. Now, get your cameras ready. Make sure that you're getting your cameras ready on your phone or your camera that you have at home. The viewing line is going to be well south of Arkansas for the potential viewing, and then there is the potential that we could see viewing overhead here in northwest Arkansas. So get out your camera, put it into long exposure, night mode, whatever it is that you need to do, because it is going to be potentially fantastic. We're already seeing photos from North Carolina, Connecticut, Maine, New York, areas that are getting further and further south with the aurora borealis. So make sure that you grab a phone like this or a camera at home and to check it out for yourself. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Joshua Wisel. Yeah, and as you can see behind me, there was extensive damage after a concrete truck hit the roof on the bridge that goes over Garland under the Union. Now this morning, UAPD responded to reports of a truck
hitting the roof of the Garland Bridge, and because of the damage, the road was shut down temporarily, and the sidewalk has been closed until further inspection. Now, I spoke with Assistant Chief Matt Mills regarding the accident and concerns for the bridge.
It was a cement mixer truck that went under the underpass. The driver said that he didn't feel the contact. Facilities management was notified. They brought in a structural engineer who certified that the overpass is fine, there's no structural damage, structural integrity is good.
Following the accident, the road was shut down temporarily. It did interrupt Razorback transit this morning as the structural engineers worked to make sure that it was safe for cars to go under. Now, the sidewalk has been closed as well temporarily, and Mills told me that this bridge has been struck many times in the past. This is not the first time because, well, this has been here for many decades, so accidents tend to happen. However, road is open, buses are back to usual, no interruptions there. It was temporarily closed. The sidewalk still remains closed temporarily until they decide to open it back up again. But right now, there's only this damage. No word on if they are going to work on that immediately. We'll let you know more in the future. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Joshua Wisel.